y'all, what's up? It's Meezy coming at you live, and I know it's been a minute since my last upload, but the reason is somewhat related to today's video. So I have been super busy at work for the past couple weeks working on this project that we just delivered today. And so I'm finally like, whew, peace, you know, bliss for a little bit till we start on the next one. But yeah, so I've been super busy, haven't really been able to film or edit lately, which has made me very sad, but I'm so happy to be creating content again. And y'all should see it on Instagram and Twitter and also here, so make sure you follow me on everything. But the reason for this video, we are celebrating my 3-month anniversary at Microsoft. Month anniversaries are a little silly, but we are gonna celebrate the small things because that's just where we are right now. But yeah, 3 months into the job, and it's been really great so far, and I've learned a lot, both work-wise and also about myself. So yeah, let's just start talking about it. Before we start talking about it though, sorry, I'm gonna need you to, actually I'm not sorry, I'm gonna need you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Are these the size that they're all? Who knows? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, I don't know, tell me what the best meal you've made in quarantine is or something. And now let's jump into it. Okay, so the first thing that has just been ingrained into my mind is that change is definitely inevitable. Like, I mean, I already knew this before, right? My first job, stuff changed all the time, but I was really kind of just talking about like features and stuff. And at my first job, I was in a rotational program. So I always expected to, you know, change up my whole scene and everything that I was working on within a year. But things at my current job got shaken up a little bit more, way more quickly, because I got reorged before I even hit 3 months. So if you don't know what a reorg is, it's just when they reorganize the team, they restructure the team. Sometimes you leave that team and you go to a completely different department. It can mean a lot of different things, but what it absolutely means is that you are probably going to be working on something totally new. So thankfully, even though most of the time when you reorg, you end up working on something completely different than what you are before, that didn't happen to me. I did get to stay with most of my team. We just all got moved to a different organization, and our priorities have shifted a little bit. The thing that has really changed is that instead of focusing on the one technology that we were before, we have now opened up to being able to use any technology that we have at our disposal. We can now use any technology that we have at our disposal at Microsoft. So it should be a lot of fun, and I'm going to stay vague on that because some stuff I just want to keep for me. I will definitely tell y'all as much as possible, but some stuff I just might not tell y'all at all. So if y'all ask me like a lot of questions in the comments about it and you feel like I'm not answering your questions, it's because 1, I can't really tell you what I work on, and 2, I don't really want to tell y'all exactly what I work on. And that's just how it's gonna be. So even if you DM me, I'm still not gonna tell you. A lot of people will DM me stuff that I say I'm not gonna tell y'all online. DMing me won't change my stance on it. All right, so the next thing that I have learned working at Microsoft is that you can actually like the place that you work. Now, I have a lot of ideas about, you know, capitalism and corporations and how employers typically don't care about you as a person and blah, blah, blah. But I will say that my ideas have been challenged. They've been challenged at this job. I think with everything that has been going on in 2020, my team specifically has shown a lot of support for me as just a human being first. Of course, they are still worried about me as an employee, like, am I getting my work done and blah, blah, blah. But they are still concerned about, you know, my well-being outside of work. And that's not something that I have experienced before, which is very sad. I feel like it's kind of the bare minimum. But I think a lot of people don't experience that ever in their careers. So I'm glad to be at a job that actually cares about me as a person. And even I've definitely seen it on my team, and that's obviously where I would experience it the most. But I do feel like in general, just with like everything that we get as being an employee at Microsoft, that the company does care about us. I don't want to sound like a machine, but that's just how I feel. I've really enjoyed my time, even in my 3 months. Like, it's been really nice to work here, and I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. Maybe never, unless, you know, y'all get me to 1 million subs, maybe I'll quit. But outside of that, I can't really see myself leaving. 1, because I really like it here so far, but 2, because I'm not trying to go through that interview process again. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and watch it. But yeah, I'm not trying to do that again. Like, that's dead, like, over. If anybody else wants to hire me, you know, I'm interviewing you. We're turning the tables, baby. All right, so speaking of never leaving and people having to talk to me, a big thing that I have learned is that networking is everything. So as you can imagine, Microsoft is a very large company. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people work here. And so if you want to move up, right, if you want to accelerate, even let's say one day I get tired of what I'm working on right now and I want to move to working on something totally different, my networking hasn't stopped just because I already got the job. I'm definitely connecting well with my team and, you know, everybody that I work with closely, but I've learned that it's very important to even get to know people outside of your team. Thankfully, I've been able to get to know a lot of people through social media. We are such a big company, and obviously I tweet and, you know, Instagram and Facebook about everything. So not Facebook, YouTube, post everything. So I found a lot of people that work at Microsoft, and they don't even work on things remotely close to what I work on, but they work there, and it's just somebody I can get to know. I can learn more about what they do, and maybe if I'm interested in a team, I can move there one day. Or if not, it's just somebody good to know, you know, somebody that can either vouch for your work, or just like friends, you know, people that you get to know at work, right? Getting your name out there, having that recognition, people knowing what you work on and the cool stuff that you do. So that was honestly surprising to me. And maybe at my last place, I just knew I wasn't gonna stay there. So I was just like, I don't care to really build a close bond with anybody unless it's genuinely just for, you know, friendship or companionship. But I don't know. I wouldn't say in my last place that you necessarily had to network. I mean, you could have just booked a couple meetings with somebody and that would have been enough for them to say that they really know you. But I think here people really value getting to know each other and, like, on a deep level, what you do at work and what skills you have and stuff like that. And I mean, it's been 3 months, so I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. So that's what I'm gonna tell y'all. So yes, networking does not stop just because you got the job. So just make sure you talk to as many people as possible. I should probably be talking to more people, but you know, it's Corona time, so I'm just doing my best. Okay, so this next one is going to make me sound like a total weirdo, but something I have learned is that people who work at Microsoft are normal. They are just regular people. They just happen to work at Microsoft. And I would say that about any FANG company. I just don't work at the other ones, but I mean, I know people that work at those other companies too, and it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, they're just like you and me. Celebrities, it's just like us. But I don't know, I had this idea that, like, people that worked at FANG companies and Microsoft and stuff like that were these you know, just geniuses, and they were building the technologies of tomorrow, and they're just the smartest people you would ever meet, and they just do amazing things. And while the people I work with definitely do amazing things, and they might be some of the smartest people I'll ever meet, they're very down to earth. I feel so weird talking about this, but I hope that some of y'all resonate with this, because I really did have this complex of not working at one of these companies, and I just feel like, man, like I'm not a real developer because I don't work for an actual tech company. I just work for like a bleep company. And it just wasn't, I don't know. I just didn't feel, I guess I would be a little embarrassed because like, dang, I wish I worked at like a real tech company. And on top of that, I wasn't even getting paid well. So put those two things together and I was just like, there's gotta be another way. So, and I guess I never thought that, well, I did assume that a lot of people would be very like uppity, very like, don't waste my time, like, are you dumb type of deal. But nobody has been like that so far. Everybody's been very nice, very much like, oh yeah, you're new, you're learning, like it's fine. Or, oh yeah, you're new, let me point you in this direction so you can like get farther in what you are working on. I don't know, just normal everyday people. I just wanted y'all to know that. I don't know. I really hope that some of y'all understand what I'm saying here. Like, it seems like, oh my gosh, like you work at Google? Like, wow, you must be like the smartest person ever. And you know, this, that, and the other thing. No, it's not like that. They're just literally regular people that went through the interview process and made it through. So yes, they are just very much normal. Most people are very nice. If you have somebody on social media that works at one of those companies that you want to work at, feel free to DM them. You know, they might talk to you a little bit. Don't be weird, you know, just ask. And they might be open to it. They might not. You gotta be ready for that rejection. But most people are very nice, very nice. Okay, so the last thing that I have learned is that I really don't like work from home by force. So if y'all don't know, I did my interview literally the week, it was the week, even the day that the first coronavirus case in the US was like found in Seattle and announced. I was in Seattle at the time. I had spent the day sightseeing, so I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I did my interview that weekend. So like by the time I flew back to DC, everything was up in flames. Grocery stores were empty. It was a very scary time. So the only time I'd ever been on campus was to interview. And of course for the interview, you're only there for like, well, you're there for like 5 hours, but you're in an interview room. So you don't really get to see anything unless you make it a point, and your girl was exhausted. So I didn't see anything. So I've never been on campus and that makes me sad. But also, I just don't really like working from home. I'm not a fan, like I said in my last video, I don't like to mix my work vibes with my home vibes. And I don't have an office. But even if I did have an office, I would rather it be for like personal projects and just fun stuff. And I love the flexibility of being able to work from home. Like if I needed to stay at home one day, or let's just say I wasn't feeling super well, like I wasn't feeling well enough to leave my house, but I'm good enough to work, you know what I'm saying? Some of those sick days where you spend most of it in the bathroom, yeah, if it's like one of those kind of days, sure, I'd love to work from home. But most days I like to work in an office, and not having that, I'm not loving it. Also, I was looking forward to trying out the campus food. I was very excited for that. I don't like to cook, and now I've been cooking almost all my own meals and I am sick of it. I was actually eating out a lot, but then I was like, let me reel this back in and cook for myself. And I'm like, maybe I need to reel it back out because I am not very skilled in the kitchen. So yeah, those are the things, a few of the things I have learned in my first 3 months working at Microsoft. Like I said, I've had a really good time. Okay, my dog is going nuts now, but I do plan on doing like a 6-month update and a 1-year update. And of course, a whole bunch of videos in between, not Microsoft related probably, but you know, tech related product reviews, what else? Product reviews, code tutorials, showing off some projects, you know, just real cool shit. That's how I would define it. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Assad does not want me to be great. But yeah, make sure you follow me on all of those, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.